Well, hello, shell buddies. Welcome back to the channel. So welcome to part 2 of the Pass-A-Grille to Return Day. As I mentioned before, this video was quite a bit of footage because we were out there for hours. We found tons of cool stuff. And the second phase of this video is when we move locations and up from the rock jetty over in front of Pass-A-Grille. So we're going to head over to the Gulf side today, and we're going to get a good look at not only what happened to that dune and to the walkways, but what kind of shells you can actually find on the Gulf side above the rock jetty. Man, anybody who's been to Pass-A-Grille knows that jetty and that dog beach are great places to find shells, and we found some really good ones over there. So after a little break and dropping our stuff off at the van so that we could continue to shell a little further up, we moved locations for parking up to Pass-A-Grille area. Now, things look a little different over there. If you've ever been to the Pass-A-Grille before, you know that there's like a set of stairs, and then there was that wall, and the sand kind of used to be right there. And, ooh, well, when we were here on this Saturday, there was a pretty big drop to get down onto the beach. It didn't used to be quite that far. But the shelling is equally as good, and we find completely different stuff. It was awesome. All right, so Pass-A-Grille part 2. Ouch, I just stepped off that little corner. Oh, I don't know, can we go down here? Is it stairs or seawall?
Seawall, we can get over on the other side though.
Okay, we'll go on the other side then.
I want you to look at this.
I kind of do. All right, we are on Pass-A-Grille near where the hurricane, and we're right by Pass-A-Grille. Well, I don't think we can get down. Not from here. Is there stairs? Gonna have to go around here. It doesn't look like we're getting down over here. All right, we're up a little ways from the jetty. You can see the jetty from where we are. It's right over there. And you can also see that the walkovers have all had their dunes pulled out from underneath them. So most of these little beach stairwell walkover areas are not actually open to be used. Hello, moon. Yeah, big boy. Oops. Oh gosh, you're in terrible shape. But look, there's a baby's here. Nice. Oh, and you have the sand dollar box in your bag too. Yeah, look. Cool. If you see something amazing I missed, by all means tell me in the comments. I'm sure there's probably dozens of things I'm missing. That's a pretty scallop. I love that color. Fun finds to start us off over here on the other side. No way! No way. You gotta be kidding me. There's a rare find, a really nice rare find. That is a speckled talon and a beauty. Nice. You got another sand dollar? And then here we got a worm snail. Yeah, this is my happy find for today right there. A speckled talon. Rare to find, fragile shell. Amazing to get it here after a storm. That's super cool. Ah, the speckled talon. This shell is considered one of the most beautiful bivalves that you can actually find on the Southwest Florida Gulf Coast beaches. It is really, really cool, really thin, really fragile, and really hard to find actually because of that coloring. It fades right into the sand and you barely see it. Now, just to put it in perspective on rarity, I have, I don't know, a couple of Genonias and maybe like a dozen pieces. I only have three of these shells in total. They're not easy to find at all, and because they're fragile, they often get broken, and because of their coloring and thinness, they often blend right into the beach. So it's a rare find because people just don't spot them very often. Another talon, not a speckled talon, this is just an alternate, but still a cool find, seeing how fragile they are. There's a sand dollar right there. Oh my gosh, this looks like a nice sunray Venus here. Yep. Got a moon snail?
Yeah, I don't have my bag out yet. I wasn't expecting.
Ah, hello moon. Everything expectation wise has to go out the window post storm, looks like. I can't believe I found a speckled talon. Oh John, look. 1, 2, 3 more. And they're not alive. They're discolored, but we could possibly see them go back pretty close to white once we get them in the hydrogen peroxide. There you go. And there's shells in the water too. Look at that big dark scallop. I like that one. That's cool. Boy, oh boy. Stuff to look at all over the place. More sand dollars. That one's a little raggedy. We'll leave him behind. Somebody else may want him. Oh my goodness. Look at how dark that scallop looks from behind. Oh boy. A nice brown base scallop. Ooh, and there's more ahead of me too. Got a black one here. This one. And this one. There's a sand dollar right there. Wow. Look at that big bay. Nice. Hey babe, can I give you this sand dollar so I don't break it? I just found another one. There you go. Good, how are you today? Oh, is it? No, it's a thick lucine, a discolored thick lucine. Ooh, but that's a fun one. Oh, that's not at all what I thought it was. I thought it was a jingle shell. It's a rock. Oops. Another good sized scallop here and here. And that cooler water feels marvelous. I know it's got barnacles on it, but look at these colors on that scallop though. That's beautiful. Alright, and are these... Yeah, these are old ones, so they'll pop right off of there. Got all of them but one now. There we go. Look at the yellows in there. Beautiful. Ooh, that is so beautiful. Gosh, yes. Cut that piece right off. Make this beautiful piece right here out of it. Love that. Love it. Love it. I'm not going to miss that pink scallop because it's right in front of me and it's super pretty. Oh, I think it's broken. That's okay, it will make a good heart. And then there's a little tiny, oh, it's broken too. A Sunray Venus piece here. Piece of coral. Another bright scallop here. And another talon. That's so cool. And look at this. Look at the discoloration on this spiny jewel box. It's turned it nearly pink.
Cool.
That's bizarre. We'll put them in the bleach and we'll see what happens.
There's a nice little scallop. And,
Oh, there's a nice scallop, yeah.
Can you get the bag out now?
It's time for the sand dollar box. Ooh, those are nice. I'll take those. It looks like they've had a bunch of volunteers here picking up trash today off the beach as well. Got quite a few bags worth of stuff off the beach and out of the dunes. The erosions to the dunes is significant here, just above the jetties. Oh, I saw a cute little whelk in here rolling around in the waves. I'm gonna see if I can catch it. But first I gotta spot it again. It's here, I know it's here, I just saw it. Literally just saw it. Maybe it's over here in the water. There it is. Haha. Hello, little lightning whelk. Let's see what else is rolling around down here. Lots of broken pieces, that's for sure. A nutmeg and an olive. Woo! Nice. There it is. Cute little baby fighting conch. All right. All right, this is getting junk in my shoes again, which I don't want. I just got all the crap out of my shoes. Oh, I like that orange though. I'll take you. It smells good down here. It smells stuff coming from that Paradise Grill. It smells wonderful. Oh, look at that little guy. Nice. I grabbed the nutmeg out of the water, babe. A good sized one too. Check it out.
I think we walk the shore and then come back in and hit the water on the way back. But don't matter.
There's another sand dollar and a big one.
Yep.
Now, he's not very not very good.
No, you can use that for your experience.
There's an olive. Woo! There's a little fighting conch. So there's little stuff zipping by me here in the water. Some of these waves are hitting kind of hard though, and it's got my shoes just so full of stuff. Oh. I'm trying to shake my feet as I walk to get rid of it. Oh, look at this guy. He's got one of those motorized surfboard things. Look at that foil. They come right up out of the water. Did you see that? Oh, well, he's not that practiced yet. But those things coming right off over the top of the water. What we got here? There's a nice scallop. A little crusty. That's okay. That'll come off. No problem. And it's about the time of year I need to start making angels for Christmas, so I am trying to get some bigger scallop shells over on this side. Picked up a few on the other side, but really didn't see as many as I was thinking there would be. Is this another one? Oh, it's in really bad shape. Wow, wow. Oh my. Oh, don't run away. You're too pretty. You are too, little hinged coquina. Cool. Ah, John just got a baby's ear. Nice. Let me get the little container out, honey. All right. Sort of surprised to be seeing the baby's ears over here. Oh, look. There's another talon. Boy, that's a good day for these. Wow. And an egg cockle. How nice.
I thought that was a monster.
Super cool. Oh.
Is that Atlantic or?
That's an Atlantic fat talon. And there's a purple tegulus right next to it. Alright, what'd you find while I was sitting down changing batteries? Ooh, coral and a button and a baby whelk and one of those mussels I like, but it's very thin. Awesome. Okay. Yep. Oops, I think I turned the camera off instead of on. That's a really gorgeous slipper snail. And just by comparison, what we usually see... Oh, I'm grabbing that scallop while I see it. Okay. Yeah, normally on slipper snails, you don't see anything too exciting. So that is quite nice. I really like that. Oh, and there's something over here too. Oh, it's a really beat up old fighting conch. Terrible, terrible shape. Oh, look at that bright jingle though. Neat. There's some cute littles over here. Look at the yellow cockle. Wow. Alright, so I'm dumping those slippers. And I'm going to keep these guys. And the big scallop I picked up. And I think my eyes are tricking me, so I have to come over here and be sure what it is I'm seeing before I say it. It is. Look at the size of that paper cockle. That is another rare find, another fragile shell. And really super awesome to find this and a speckled talon on the same beach. Amazing. Ah, the spiny paper cockle, Papyrodialata. What a beautiful little shell. Very fragile and not all that common to find around here either. I think it may be a little more common to see these further downstate near Sanibel and the Thousand Islands area, but up here around Tampa Bay and my area, we just don't find these guys very often. Being that they're small, they're sort of light in color with that pink and orange and yellowish sort of color to them. They also, like the speckled talons, will blend right into the beach and are very, very, very hard to spot. Now, if you're looking for them, you could literally go right past this shell thinking that it might be a calico scallop because look at some of the markings on it and the colors are fairly similar. So it is a difficult little guy to spot and a difficult little one to find. And I have a few more of these than speckled talons, but really not very many more, honestly. Not an easy find. Oh, wow. There's a baby's ear right over here too. Look at that. Nice. Alright, honestly, I didn't think we were going to find anything over here. I am very pleasantly surprised that we are finding some really neat, cool, different, and hard to find things. This is super fun. I wish I was not so tired and in so much pain right now. Because I could do this all day. But physically, I can't do this for much longer. Hello, Moon. Oh, you're a nice one. Yeah, you're pretty. Awesome. Okay, I don't have a lot of room left on my camera, so I'm trying to get a few things at one time here. We got a nice hinge pair, a coquina, a talon shell, a nice white scallop. Look, there's a little baby murex right there. Oh my gosh. So much cool stuff. Ooh, look at that moon. What a pretty center on it. Nice. Yeah, there's some nifty different stuff over here than what we were finding on the other side. This is actually really fun. Alright, while the waves are gentle, let's see what's out here. Well, we can still sort of see through things. Not that much in the water right here, actually. Oh, I thought I was reaching for a cone and it disappeared. Where did it go? That is an old one, but still a cone nonetheless, and coming home. Oh, that's cute. Oh, not what I thought. There's a chestnut turban. I saw a little juvenile fighting conch, but it walked right past me. There it goes. There it is. And where's the calico clam that it was hanging around with? Oh heavens. I think I'm gonna find that again. Wait, so it's fun over here, but my shoes keep filling up with junk. And I hate that. I need better walking shoes. People have suggested the Fit Kicks to me, but they don't have any support for your ankles in them and your arches. And I can't do those. So much stuff to look at. Ah.
It's alive. I put it back in the water.
Oh.
I think it's that big.
Oh, let's go see it. Oh, more shells. I'm gonna have John hold the sand dollar so I don't break it. And he's telling me there's a big live sunray Venus over here. Let's go take a look.
Right there.
Oh, wow.
I thought it was a well.
Oh my gosh.
Big wave.
Oh yeah, he's torn apart. He's not alive. I don't want to deal with cleaning that, but boy, that's a monster. Let's throw it up on the beach. A bird will eat it. Yeah, he's definitely not alive. But he can make a nice snack for somebody. So up you go, buddy. Ooh, that's pretty. And a nice big one. I'm looking for these big guys. Awesome. There's a nice base scallop in color we don't see as often, that brown color. That's really, really great. Pretty. And something super pink on the back, which I bet means it's purple on the front. Ooh. And that'll clean right up with the Dremel, no worries. Fun, fun, fun. Is this guy alive? Oh, it is, and it closed up. Okay, buddy, we'll put you in the water. You're alive. My coquina friends. They're not too active right now. I'm a little worried about them. All right, I gotta hand this back to you. I'm gonna smash it. Nice. Nice. Look at the color in this one. That is crazy. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. All right, so to give you an idea of how much erosional damage has occurred here in this whole region just above Tampa Bay, we're on the St. Pete side of the bay at Pass-A-Grille. And you see all that empty space under those bridges? That all used to be occupied by sand dunes. All of this used to be sand dune. All of this. You used to not be able to see the water from the parking lot. Now you can. So that tells you that we are missing feet, literally missing feet of sand from here. Now the damage to these little things is evident. They've got them marked off. Look at the stairs aren't even touching the ground anymore over there. And this is the same story with the next one up. The next one up. So yep, some damage got done here, and St. Pete and Treasure Island are gonna have to revisit that renourishment thing again, because let's be honest, the beach is a big draw of why people come here, and it's great right now as it is, but you need ways for people to access the beach without all your walkways being broken. I like the really punchy yellow ones. Like this one. This one right here is beautiful. In the bag. Oh gosh, as much as I would like to stay out here all day long and comb this beach top to bottom, I don't know if I'm gonna make it. These are nice. Cool. We've both been up since 5 o'clock. It's gotta be 10:30, pushing 11. And I'm almost out of battery and camera life. Look, babe, there's an apple murex.
Yep.
Oh, there's a little hole in him, but that's okay. He can still come home. Nice. And I like these white scallops. These are great. Look at this big egg cockle, babe.
Yep.
On this side even. That's crazy. A big fat Atlantic talon. There's an egg cockle there.
There's
Piece of worm snail, a baby whelk.
Baby fighting conch right in front of you.
Yep, there it is.
And you missed it.
An olive. And another worm snail over here.
And that one.
Oh boy. That was a good little stop. Lots of neat stuff in this little pile.
Olive right in front of you over here.
I didn't even turn that way yet. All right, you pick that one up. I'm gonna keep looking, honey.
That whelk is rough, so.
Yeah, that's in bad shape.
Another worm snail.
Oh, and a moon right next to it, see it? Wow. Nifty, nifty, neato. Nice. So we're in the slightly higher rack line right now, I guess. The normal high tide we should have, not the crazy storm tides. Oh, that's beautiful. Look at those two.
Yep.
Wow, those are stunners. Pop that oyster off of there. Lovely. Just beautiful. Look at the colors on that piece of whelk. I have to have that. And on that nice brown scallop too. Man, there's some really neat stuff over here today. Really neat. Oh, it's a little baby whelk. Oh, how adorable. I love the little ones. Okay, when you see that color, you stop for it. It's slightly chipped, but it is a rough scallop and a nice one. And I don't worry about that. I'll just take and make this little guy a heart. Pretty. Ah, another shell that we don't find all that often around here. I mean, you find them, just not in as much abundance as some of the others. The rough scallop. Now, it looks a little bit like a calico and a bay scallop, except that from the center point of the hinge to the outside edge of where the ribs are, it's actually drawn and stretched out a little bit. It's like a little taller than the other scallop shells. And the bottom, where those little wingy feet things are, they look a little bit different too if you take a look. Also, the texture on a rough scallop is completely different from what you will feel on a calico or a bay scallop. You can actually feel these little sawtoothed ridges. It's almost like you're touching sandpaper in a way when you run your thumb over the top of one of these. It's actually a really cool shell. Now you can find these in browns and yellows and oranges and reds, but most often when I find them, which is not often, I usually find them in some form of a reddish orange. That seems to be the color they wash up around here in at least. Ah, we have another sheller over here. Here we go. It's Kim from Northport. Woohoo! Kim, it's great over here on the dog beach, and the south part of the jetty was really good by the rocks, but now that the tide's coming in, the place where all the good stuff is probably getting a little covered by water. But there's crazy stuff here. There was one of the girls from my shell club down in Sarasota that we belong to. She was here this morning, Debbie, and came with some family members. So there's probably about 7 or 8 of us kicking around, but it's gotten so packed nobody knows where anybody is now.
Well, I told my daughter, I said, we had hoped to get here at sunrise, but we just couldn't make it. And but I told my daughter, I said, I said, it's come shell with me today.
That's right. Yep, we're gonna be kicking around here for a little while longer. Now, just to let you know, I have already found a speckled talon on this beach, some alternate talons, an Atlantic fat talon, some little baby apple murexes,
Pull the box
a
out.
number of good little scallops, sand dollars.
Oh,
So there is insane stuff all over this beach.
wonderful. Well, our beach, Inglewood, that is closest to my home, is shut down. So
Oh, and Longboat Key got it hit pretty hard too.
Yes.
Longboat's in bad shape. St. Armand's actually was underwater until Thursday.
well, I'm glad I ran into
I am glad you did too. I wish I had my little giveaway stuff. I have keychains and Tiny's bags that are about that big. So we're gonna meander over here and then head up to my vehicle after, dump the shells, and we're gonna go up there and get something to eat. So come find me. I'll make sure you get a keychain or a Tiny's bag.
Wonderful.
Okay?
This is my daughter, Amy.
Hey Amy, nice to meet you. I'm Michelle. You can call me Mitch because Mitch Shells. Nice to meet you. Enjoy. You too. That was fun. Honey, look at the color on this. Wow. Absolutely beautiful. Amazing. Alright, that guy's kind of crusty. Ooh, and I saw that one up there and I thought he was pretty too, but it's just a little surf clam. He's kind of crusty. I'm not sure. Oh, wait a minute. The barnacles are still alive. Alright, I'll leave that one here. There's a nice hinged coquina though. We'll take that. John found some more fun stuff. There's another one right there.
Well, I was just standing in front of it waiting.
Cool.
This one's strong.
I just had one go skimming by me in the waves and I lost it.
But look, hold
Little
that
baby
way.
whelks. How cute is that? Oh my gosh.
Throw that big one back.
Awesome. So yeah, stuff is getting pushed in at us now as the tide comes back in. Nice big scallop here.
I seen you on YouTube yesterday.
Oh, nice. How are you? My name's Michelle. You can call me Mitch. Mitch Shells.
Nice to meet
Nice
you.
to meet you.
My son Jace. My wife Sarah.
Very nice to meet you, Sarah. How are you?
Earlier, he wouldn't take it.
No.
He has a pocket can full of them.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad you guys caught the channel. I'm going to be putting up all the shelling adventures over the course of the next couple of weeks from the last few days.
Thank you.
No problem. Enjoy yourselves, guys. It's a lot of fun out here.
Thank you. Yeah, all of that just picked up.
No, I missed it. Oh, that's nice, honey.
Oh, God, it's really dark.
Well, you know, I mean, we've done so well the last few days. We should just be giving away our cool stuff at this point. Because there's lots of people who didn't necessarily get a chance to get down here while it was this insanely good. Come on, apple murex. Actually, yeah, lace. We haven't found a lace today. That would be fun. There's a pretty calico clam, hon. Look at the colors on that. Oh, wow, it's almost like a reverse, like with the white behind with the brown. That's beautiful. Super duper cool. We're seeing super duper cool stuff everywhere today. Oh, is this orange? You know I like orange. Oh, close. I'll take it. That's nice. Oh, what a little cutie pie. Little baby whelk. I love baby whelks. All right, so this line we're in right here is washing stuff at us pretty nicely.
Yeah. Just walked up a little bit.
Yeah. This place is going to be insane shelling wise for days. Days and days and days. I'm seeing the little hinged crossbar Venuses, but I'm not picking them up unless they're really cool in the color department. Look at this pair. It's just purple, no yellow.
Gotta go get another one. There he is.
Oh, That's a cone. That was a cone. Where did it go? I'm looking down here. You look up there. One of us will spot it. There. Hey. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. That's cool. Nice cone. And another beauty of a shell that we don't find very often around here. Now, you've heard me mention we found alphabet cones around Lido. We find them, you know, not regularly, but we find them often there. However, the Florida cone is not as common for us to find around here. Again, this is a shell that is much more easy to find down around Dickman's, Kais, the 10,000 Islands, Marco, that area. But up around here, around Tampa Bay, St. Pete, we don't see this shell here very often either. So this was another really cool find for the Pass-A-Grille Gulf side that day, man. I'm telling you, we just found some of the neatest, most interesting stuff. And this little guy is one of my favorites. Now you'll see here in this photo that this example from Bailey Matthews is a spotted one. Most of the time when I found these, they've been orange with like a stripe on them. There's a whelk. Well, he's pretty crusty. You know what? I think we'll leave him here. Since we got so many other nice things the last few days and today especially. Oh, my shoes are full of pieces. Oh, look at that olive, John. Oh my gosh. And it's like glass. Wow. Perfect. It's perfect. Just perfect. There's lots of stuff in this water rolling around at the bottom of this shelf, and I just want to bend over and see if I can see what it is. There's some olives out of it. As we go through the day, the waves are getting a little bigger, making it a little tougher to see. Yeah, now's the time, in between wave sets. There we go. Oh, not as much as I thought. A lot of broken stuff. Wow. Gotcha. Nice tulip in the surf. Another really great olive. Man, like glass. We're starting to see turkey wings here too, and we haven't seen those earlier today. So things are changing as we go up a little bit. Yeah, I'm definitely running out of steam though. It's almost time to go drop this stuff at the van and get some food. What'd you find?
A dotty.
No, he's not a gaudy. He's a regular one. You know how I know?
How?
Because he doesn't have the ice cream scoop swirl on the top of it. But he's still very nice, even though...
Not a dotty?
No, that's a regular moon. So how did I know that John's snail was a moon snail and not a gaudy? Well, take a look at our example photo here, and you'll see this is a gaudy nautica with those really cool stripes, but also that little button-like protrusion at the center. And when we take a look at a shark eye moon snail, we don't actually see that. We see that it's flat there in the center. And that's what the difference between the two of them is. I actually see this in fossils on completely white shells where I can't tell on color. I have to go by shape. And the shape of the gaudy nautica is pretty distinctive. You can see on the bottom in the center of this photo that it also doesn't have a big giant brown callus on it like the regular shark eye moon snails do. So the gaudy nautica has more of that kind of elongated angular sort of lean to it with that swirl-like little button in the center and a hole on the bottom that doesn't sport that big callus on it. Whereas the shark-eye moon snail has the eye is sort of more in the middle of the shell than offset like the gaudy. It's smooth. It doesn't have that soft serve ice cream scoop swirl on it. It also has this large brown callus on the bottom of it that the gaudy nautica does not have near its opening. So that's how I can tell the difference between the two of them by the, when you can't, and you can use this when you can't go by color either. You have to go by the shape, and the shape is at the center. Look at that olive there on the ground in front of us. And there's worm snails all over the place.
I know, I'm picking them up. I'm not picking them all up.
Well, I'll tell you what. I'm going to pick up this one because it's bigger. And I'm going to pick up this one because it's curlier. Here's some more fun. There's a nice coral finger. And look at that little teeny tiny drill shell. How sweet. Horse conch and a hinged pair. Awesome. Little baby horse conch. And I see a nice olive. I think it's nice at least. Nope, they're actually not as nice as they looked. A nutmeg. Wow, a nice one. And another one. Woohoo! Wow, I've gone months without finding nutmegs. Found 4 of them today. There goes a little juvenile fighting conch. Very nice. What else is scooting around in here? There's a nice olive there. Oh no, it tricked me too. These olives are kind of tough. Oh, I missed the piece of coral. But I got this guy. Little juvenile fighting conch, very nice. There goes a nice little chestnut turban. Got him. There's something I'm allergic to over here. It might be one of the brands of suntan lotion or something, but something out here is making me cough terrible. You know what? Not all that stuff is washing in. Some of it's washing out. Look at the colors on that. How pretty. Yeah, some of this stuff got covered in sand and now it's washing back out of the beach. Wow.
Wow.
He's huge.
Yep.
Everybody's going to be enjoying this beach now for the holiday. Everybody's out here looking at shells, playing in the surf. And it is our silver lining to all the mess that Idalia caused us, that at least there's fun things to do while you're here at the beach. Lots of fun things to find. And, impressively, a lot more beach to occupy and sit on.
Still feel emotion here at home in bed. Tell you it's hard for me to stay away. You ain't been till you've been high. Keep going, sing out. Whoa, 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 whoa. Come sing me love. Come sing me Montego Bay.
Rest in peace, Jimmy Buffett. Right, here we have our bucket o' goodies from Pass-A-Grille, the Blue Moon rescheduled day on the 2nd. And this bucket is a bit of everything, I do believe. I think we've got the dog beach, jetty, and the Gulf side all in this same bucket here. So I'll double check and verify that, of course. But as you can see, we've got quite a bucket of stuff here. It's been sitting in bleach water for a couple of days now. I'm going to go ahead and rinse things out and see what we have. Alright, this is rinse number 3. And yeah, everything that was crusty and gross and, oh man, look at that. That thing was covered with brown periostracum when we got that, when John found that. And look at it now from a little time in the bleach. Wow, really nice. Really, really nice. And that little bit of stuff, just take my Dremel to that, pop right off. No problem. So yeah, some of the stuff that kind of looks sort of questionable is really looking pretty nice. Even the whelks that weren't in the best shape really cleaned up great. This is too much for a show lump. I guess I'm gonna have to set them on the table. Okay, public service announcement before we jump into this. This is the third one of these I've found at Pass-A-Grille. It appears to be a golf ball, like from a mini putt or something. I don't know if these things are deemed to be eco-safe and somebody just hits balls into the water or what, but if you do, just please be aware. They do wash up on the beaches, and it's not the right color, but it sure is the right size, roughly, for a turtle's egg. So just, keep that kind of stuff in mind if you can help not put any more plastic in the ocean. That would probably be a really good thing for the wildlife around here. Thank you. Oh my goodness. That is a lot of stuff for that table. It barely all fits. This is the super haul from the second time at Pass-A-Grille on the second right after Idalia. That's Saturday. Our rescheduled Blue Moon Come Shell With Me event. And the hauls were insane. Absolutely insane. Now, I'm sure you've already managed to pick out a couple of really neat things on the table already. And there's a few of my favorites in here that I'm going to want to talk about that were kind of special. So, let's jump in. All right, let's get started over here on this side, and we'll work our way counterclockwise, I guess. First of all, we got a great array of base scallops and calico scallops. Now, the bay will be these reddish brown ones. They're a little bit different than the calicos, and the calicos won't come in this nice big dark brown color either. These are bay scallops, these guys here. This one, I'm not sure if this is a calico. I think this is the bottom of a flat. You know the zigzag flats that you can find around here? I think the bottom is this. It's deeper than a regular calico or a bay scallop, so that one I think is actually the bottom of a flat because it's also thinner than the others. Look at some of the colors though. I mean, just absolutely astonishing oranges and yellows and brick reds, pinks. Man, these ones with the sunbeams, those are my favorite. So pretty. Okay, moving on. We've got some nice summery Venus clams. Picked up 4 or 5 of those. A couple of Atlantic fat talons, some yellow cockles, and the colors on these, I just can't get over them. This one's got that beautiful pink in it. This is so yellow it's almost orange. And again, more on that theme too. Here we've got a stack of buttercup lucines that you can see back there as well. That nice, bright, vibrant color. We have a mossy arc with them, some sailor's ears, and a dulcinea down here. These guys, the giant Atlantic cockles. They're also known as Van Heining's cockles, or heart cockles. Here's a hinged one I've got, and I picked up a couple others and gave those away too. But you can see size-wise comparative to what other clams and things like that around here look like. They're pretty beefy. I'm not exactly sure what I'm going to do with these beach bowls, which they're also known as. Not sure yet what I'm going to do with them, but I'll figure something out. Here's a little stack of calico clams, which I thought was really adorable. Got some nice ones in there, and some murexes. Oh my gosh. Now this was that crusty old beast that John picked up early on in part A of Pass-A-Grille. Look at how cool that came out after sitting in the bleach a while. And as far as the barnacles and stuff like that are on these things go, I'm going to hit those a little bit with the Dremel and the pick, and those things should come right off of there. But we got some really nice ones, and even in the littles, look how pretty the colors are in the little ones. Gosh, those guys were really stunners. And we got a mountain of Florida fighting conchs. Big ones, little ones, orange ones, brown ones, nice ones, beat ones. But some of them were really quite astonishing. Love the color on that guy actually, with that nice dark interior. Yeah, he's cool. Very cool. I'm trying not to knock this pile over the other side of the table. But even in the small ones, look what a beautiful shell those little juveniles are. So these were a lot of fun. There's always lots of them there around Pass-A-Grille, so we got a bunch of them. We also did really decent in the whelk department. Got some nice lightning whelks here with a good variety of colors and sizes. Look at these littles. Oh, they're so sweet. I love those guys, the little baby whelks. They make me so happy. Oh, adorable. And then on to the tulips. My goodness. We even found 2 true tulip ones in there. Now, this one's in halfway decent shape. It's a little chipped on his aperture, but he's pretty good. But that's a true tulip as opposed to the banded. You can see how they kind of look really different, actually, and they don't have the lines on them. And there's a slightly bigger one, but he's in slightly rougher shape. So this guy's gonna be relegated for crafting with for sure. Oop, don't run away. And right down to some really smalls. Look at these. Got some really cute little ones in the tulips too. I just love these tiny ones. They make me so happy. And then of course we got a couple of big boys in here too. One of the other big ones is kind of buried at the bottom of the pile, but we got a number of them that were really very, very nice. And then over here we've got a pile of worm snails. You can see we have the different kinds again here too. This nice tight coil is the West Indian, and these drunk looking ones, the crazy looking ones, are the Florida worm snail. There's some of the moons that we found, coral, these little spiny jewel boxes over here. I picked up one prickly cockle just because I thought the color was pretty on the outside, and the inside was just as nice. That purple in there and the pink, beautiful. Let's go over here to some of our little chestnut turbans, and some of the colors on these guys are pretty insane too. Look how tiny and cute that little one is. Oh my gosh, so sweet. So yeah, we got some really neat finds in the turbans too, which was sort of a pleasant surprise because it's usually a honeymoon island find. We don't find that many of them away from there. Also, we found a nice big pile of olives. Most of them are pretty glossy. Some of them are a little duller, and I like using those in the shadow boxes and things like that. The ones like this guy, though, that are nice and shiny, I like to use these guys for all different sorts of things, jewelry or keychains. I've even made ceiling fan poles for people out of these to go with their beach decor, so those are sort of fun. I also got this piece of Welk, and I just fell in love with it because the colors were so nice on it. And I'm anticipating taking that piece off and making a lovely pendant from that guy. Okay, now it's time to talk about some of the really fun stuff. Alright, so you can see we've got some egg cockles here. We've got the painted eggs, and we also have the standard egg cockle too, which is rounder and a slightly different shape. And look at these horse conchs. Now, I don't know if you remember this when John found it, but it was covered in brown periostracum, and you could see hints of what it would be underneath there. But as you can see now, we can see all that beautiful orange. And as a matter of fact, because these things all sat in bleach, they have a little bit of a cloudiness or haze on them. Most of this stuff is going to get run through the acid wash as well, just to take that kind of haziness off of there. But for purposes of watching the video at the moment, I'm going to give them a little mist with some water so the colors punch back up. There we go. Now everything's nice and bright as the day we found it in the ocean. Now you can see we have some other horse conchs here too, and you can also kind of tell we get them in quite a few different shades. I've seen them as dark as like a brick red almost, kind of like pushing toward this, like a brick. I've seen a lot of these oranges, some of the tan browns, even yellow. When they're really small, they'll still be white on the tips, as you can see on these three here. There's a little bit of beachy, crusty stuff on a couple of these other ones. Look at that orange. Oh, stunning. And I'll just hit that with the Dremel and take that stuff right off. You can see our cones here that we found too. We have this really old guy, which I'm not sure if that's an alphabet or what that is. It could be a fossil. It's really old and rough. This alphabet cone has also been kicking around for a while. He does still retain some of his original color. And then we have the Florida cone guy right here. You see these two? I mean, your first thought to look at these would be, oh, juvenile fighting conch. Except, look at the difference with the juvenile fighting conchs. That beading and that detail. What I believe these guys are dove snails, actually. I don't think they're fighting conchs at all. We picked them up thinking they were fighting conchs, but in looking at them now in the more sort of different shape to them and different thickness and not the same color, I think these guys are actually dove snails. We have some nutmegs over here as well, including this really nice white one. That was really beautiful. And then we've got a collection of really, really cool small stuff to talk about. Alright, that right there is the spotted slipper snail. And I believe I showed that earlier in the video compared to what the other normal ones look like. The normal slipper snails, bleh, boring, plain old shell, nothing exciting about them. But these spotted ones really do have some gorgeous patterns to them. We've got a couple of jingles here. There's a couple more up there in the orange copper color that I like. We've got a little teeny tiny crab claw here that I found. These two, which are the tinted cantharus. Most of the time I find small hermit crabs living in these, so it's not that easy to find these to get them home, actually. They aren't usually occupied by the snail, but they are usually occupied by hermit crabs when I do find them. This, however, is not a tinted cantharus. This guy's different. That is a Florida rock snail. I don't find very many of these guys either, so that was a really cool find for the day, was the rock snail. Got a couple of really pretty coquinas here, and a very tiny, thin Atlantic fig snail. These are really nice. They're pretty fragile. We were finding pieces of the bigger ones all over, but really didn't have any luck finding them intact. These over here are my alternate talons. And some moon snails, including something kind of special. First of all, this small one, which is so tiny, is literally see-through. And then these two here. Most moons are this see-through white sort of color. These guys are what we call maculated, where they have some tan and cream and a little other colors kind of going on in there. So it was sort of fun to see the difference between the two. That was kind of nice. This one is a fossil. This is a little ram's horn snail, which is a fossil freshwater snail. One of those things I'd find at Egmont usually. This little guy is a coil snail. So these are not often found where we're at, mostly because they're land-based, not so much ocean-based. So yeah, that was kind of neat to get those too. Along in the neat factor, we've got a fly speck cerith here. It's in tough shape. It's got holes in it. At first, when I got it home or picked it up, it didn't look like that bad, but it's probably going in the flower bed. Here's a couple of cute hinged crossbar Venuses. Now, we find a lot of them with the yellow and the purple here, or some of them lately have just been yellow, like a bright yellow like this. These guys are really dark. So I picked those up because of that dark color to them. Got some buttons and some bubbles, and a couple of serifs, and some augers. Now this one I'm puzzled by a little, but I think it's just a really surf-worn common auger. At first I thought maybe it was one of the smooths or the Eulinas, but it doesn't seem to be now that I looked at it cleaned up. Just a regular old common auger that's been rolling around in the surf a while. Here we have an operculum. And you can tell from the shape of it that goes with a lightning whelk. We also have a teeny tiny scorched mussel here. Some of the purple tagulus shells right there. I love those guys. Cool hinge coquina. A nice little bruised Nassau shell. And we have these guys as well. These are the ribbed cantharus as opposed to the tinted. I'm trying to show a couple of pages of this book, my Florida Living Beaches book, which you know I love this book, to show you a few of these smalls that are a little on the confusing side and why. Alright, here you have a ribbed cantharus. Here you have a Gulf oyster drill. You pick these guys up on the beach, you're going to have a pretty hard time telling the difference between them. I still do have a hard time telling the difference between them. Now, in looking at the ones that we've got right here, to me, they all look like the ribbed cantharus as opposed to the drill. Mostly because the bottoms don't look the same to me. And also the length of that tube, well, let me show it this way. On the Gulf oyster drill, this is pretty straight. On the rib cantharus, they got a little bend there. So all of these guys all have little bends in them. So that's what makes me believe that they are actually the rib cantharus and not the Gulf oyster drill. We did, of course, find some other cool things that are also related. Like these little guys are drill shells. And then remember our rock snail? There's our Florida rock snail. Now this one rock snail that I have is actually, you know, fairly small, about 3/4 to an inch. It's not real long. They get maximum up to 3 inches. But see that nice double line? That double line, that's what differentiates those guys from the rock snail and the ribbed or the tinted cantharus. I'll show you the tinted cantharus here, and then the rock snail again. And you see where the double line of bumps is? Yep, the tinted cantharus guy does not have that. So that is, in fact, a rock snail with the tinted cantharus. These are ribbed cantharus as opposed to oyster drills. And then you've got your Gulf oyster, your Atlantic oyster. All right, here's what we want to look at. Sharp rib drills and thick lip drills, because we have one of each of those. This little guy here is the sharp rib. I'll show you that shell compared to his photo. They don't get real big. About 7/8 of an inch, that's it. And then this guy over here, you can see matches up with that crazy siphon on this one. This is a thick lip drill. Now these guys will bore a hole through something, and then they stick their little mouth parts in there, inject something, and then snack away. It's a snail eat snail world. Now also on the table we have this little beauty. This is a little crown conch, little small crown conch. It's a little chipped up on the bottom. He's missing part of his aperture, but that's okay. It was so cute, we're gonna let him hang around. And then you can see my lucky limpets. Got some lucky limpets up here. Oh, I love those. Okay, now we're getting to my favorites. This one and this one. Oh, let's talk about this one too, because this is another one of those shells that looks a lot like something else, and you can get the two of them confused. This is a spiny paper cockle. And here it is in the book here, shown. That nice yellow and pink kind of color, and then the deeply, more deeply incised ribs that you can see across the bottom of the shell. Now, they look a lot, shape-wise, like a cancelet simile. However, the spiny paper cockles have that nice pink to them. The cancelets don't usually have that, although the shape is close. This is also a thicker shell than that cancelet simile would be. That's going to be more translucent over there. And these get to almost 2 inches, whereas those guys stay less than an inch. So based on all of those factors and taking a good hard look at it, we have a lovely spiny paper cockle here. What a great find. Man, not an easy shell to come across. And you can see that according to our little book here, a solid purple line means it's fairly easy to find and all year round. Reds would be summer, blues would be winter, purple is all year round. Solid line, find them a lot. Double line, not so much. So our paper cockle here is one of those more rare finds for us, as is one of the next ones we're going to talk about. The talons. I just love talon shells. I don't know what it is about them. There's just something about that thin, fragile, translucent. I just find them gorgeous. And of course we cover the talons here in this book as well too. Now what do we have here is an alternate talon, and a speckled talon. One of the main differences obviously being the color, but that nice long groove in the rib toward the backside, that's really cool too. Now the alternate talon, as we can see here, fairly common shell, nice big solid purple line. The speckled talon, you can now see, is generally a rare find, being a double line. Also, usually only found well south of us. So this was a pretty great find for that day. I'm over the moon with that shell. I love the texture, I love the pattern, the color, everything about it. Just lovely. So there we have the alternate. Now, alternate talons, these guys are all over the place. I find these fairly often. I love how see-through they are. You can see my finger right through that. See that? I think these are the coolest shell. And I like this too. And those ridges on there. It reminds me of like a record almost. I don't know why. Something about these guys I think are really cool. So those were some of the very cool finds we had from our Pass-A-Grille trip. But those guys there would be my favorites, followed of course by the more colorful and unusual things. And the conchs, and the cones, and the nutmegs. Okay, who am I kidding? They're all my favorite. I have a problem. I admit it. How fun was this place? How much cool stuff we found. It was so incredible. Oh my gosh, that speckled talon. Okay, Junoneas are rare. Speckled talons, I have only ever found 3 in my life. And one of them was at Fort DeSoto on the first Come Shell With Me event, right after my camera died, so it didn't get put on camera. But I did actually find another one at Turtle Beach a while back, if you remember the day I went to Turtle Beach and then Casperson, because Turtle was so terrible. There's no shells there. Well, this third one I found here on the Gulf side, and I was just so excited because the speckled talon is, number 1, hard shell to find, number 2, super fragile, and that's why they're hard to find. So that find just made me so excited on top of all the other immensely cool stuff that we found there. Well, thank you so much for joining us on our incredible epic shelling journey post Idalia. Boy, been some amazing amounts of stuff found, some really incredible things seen, and just overall a lot of stress, a lot of cleanup, and boy, a lot of shells. A lot of shells. Absolutely astonishing the amounts of stuff that was found. Now, still to come in this series is our final wrap up after we get all of this complete. So I'm going to be taking shells from every one of these places that we've gone to. The first Pass-A-Grille trip, the Sunset Beach trip, the Lido trip, the Longboat trip, the Anna Maria trip, and of course this second Pass-A-Grille trip. And I'm going to be making some really, really neat stuff out of all of this. Shadow boxes, maybe some ornaments, maybe some jewelry. I have a number of shows coming up for the fall season, actually, and I plan to use on some of these shows and projects on things that are going to come with me to some of the shows. So some may get loaded onto my store, and some may actually be at the show with me. And by the way, if you're interested in meeting John and myself, we are going to be at the Tampa Fairgrounds at the Special Events Building for the Tampa Gem and Mineral Society's Gem and Mineral Show, Gem and Mineral Jewelry Show, I believe it's called, at the Tampa State Fairgrounds the first weekend in November. I want to say that's going to be the 3rd and the 4th of November. And when you enter the venue, we should be all the way to the back on just barely the left-hand side, kind of sort of where the kids area and the educational area is. We sort of like hanging out back there because it gives us a chance to say hi to lots of people that we wouldn't otherwise see because they're coming all the way through to the back so that their kids can work in the sluice box and rinse some things off and all sorts of neat stuff. So that's where we hang out when we're at the Tampa Fairgrounds with the Gem and Mineral Society. If you're going out to the beaches this weekend, have a fantastic time in the cooler weather, enjoy yourselves, and come on back real soon for lots more fun. Thanks for joining us today, and we'll see you soon. Bye-bye.